Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Indian Business and Professional Council, a warm welcome to all of you. Today's session is on Indian Union Budget, convened by AAA Focus Group. To begin with the session, may I invite Mr. Naveen Sharma, Head of AAA Focus Group, for the opening remarks. A big round of applause, and please welcome Mr. Naveen Sharma.
Good morning. I am in Dubai for the past 22 years and seen the last 22 budgets, but never felt the budget is so relevant for NRIs. So what we have seen this year. As soon as the finance minister completed her speech, for the next 4 or 5 hours, there was a complete chaos. I never received so many calls from Gulf News, Khalij Times, and other publications that they want to know the story. They want to cover the story. Whether we have to pay the tax, people start thinking whether should I have the Indian passport, change my passport. A lot of things happened as if we were all in India. Do you agree? In this background, clarification thereafter, and more or less it is settled. But before I complete and invite our speaker, let me thank the ICAI chairman, CA Anish Mehta, who is instrumental for arranging the speakers today. Our speaker today, Dr. Girish Ahuja, is on the move. Every day, he is in a different country or a different city. I have seen from the various WhatsApp group that he has address in Hyderabad, Delhi. Yesterday, one of the largest gathering in Grand Hyatt of the CA Institute, where 750 members and guests attended. Then he has a plan to go to Kuwait. Every year, the Institute of Chartered Accountant of India in India is hosting him for his budget comment. And I would like to thank Anish, who has helped us in bringing this speaker of his caliber to us. Dr. Girish Ahuja, no introduction is required. He is so well known. But I will say a few words, although the detailed profile is already circulated. He is PhD, doctor, BCom, MCom, and chartered accountant. He passed in 1970. And thereafter, he is devoted his life, I can say, for the direct taxation. He has the experience, which is, I can say, no one has the authority as far as the direct tax is concerned than Dr. Girish Ahuja. Before the meeting started, he said, what shall I say to the audience? I said, sir, income tax, direct tax, budgets is in your blood. There is no need. You can answer the questions. You can address the budget, what you feel is relevant from the NRI and non-NRI both sides. And I will not take much of your time because we have very limited time, honestly, 1 hour, because he has to address one more gathering thereafter session. So I will waste no time and invite Dr. Girish Ahuja to come on the podium and address all of us. Give a big round of applause.
CA Naveen Sharma, IBPC chairman, of course, and he is the past chairman of Dubai chapter of ICAI also. CA Anish Mehta, the present chairman of the Dubai chapter of ICAI. Ladies and gentlemen, I fail to understand why this chaos is there in that section 6, which we are talking about residential status. Let me tell you, the history is different. You have no idea to touch those people who have come from India, settled here, making good money, but investing that money in India. We are not saying anything to them. Probably it has been mistaken. Rather, we respect them. We respect them. They have done hard work by leaving their country, coming here, settling down, working for others, and sending the money to the country. Nowhere we wanted to touch it. The only difficulty is this country, the law is, you are not liable to tax in this country. You are not liable to tax. The judgments were given against you at one particular point of time. You are not liable does not mean that you were not taxable in this country, but you are not liable. They have given you a sort of exemption. So there is absolutely no problem. But many cases went up, and Sadiq case judgment, Supreme Court said, no, they are not liable to pay tax. We can't say that the tax is there, but they have been given exemption there. Like when you deposit a non-resident external account, you are liable to tax in India, but a separate section has given you exemption of interest on account of money lying in non-resident external account. You are liable to tax, but exemption can be given under a particular section. And that section is section 10(4)(a), you get the exemption. So this was the view which they wanted, that they are liable, but they have been given exemption. He said, no, there is no tax in this country, so you are not liable to pay tax. This is the history when he started. Let me tell you what happened. People are taking, the Indian citizen, they are now very rich, are taking lot of money from India. Lot of money has gone. By good means or bad means, by foul means, I will not say. Lot of money is kept at Swiss bank. Lot of money is kept outside India, in Cayman Island, maybe in Ireland, maybe in tax havens country. Where from they have taken the money? They have taken the money from India. Taken the money there, enjoying life there, but are not paying tax in that country. They are not paying tax in that country. And what has happened? Our money, which is Indian people money, you have earned there. And after earning that money, you want to leave this country saying that there is a lot of corruption in India. How have you taken the money? You have taken the money by way of corruption also many times. And you are criticizing the India that there is a corruption in India. How? Where is the money in Swiss bank kept? Is it not a corruption money? Where the money in these called Cayman Island, Ireland, America, tax haven country, is all corruption money. Money laundering has been done there. And you say India is a corrupt country. India is not corrupt. The people sitting there who have left this country are basically corrupt. I'm not talking about you people, with my apology. I have been recently nominated by the Supreme Court to the board of directors of, they have taken over Unitech. Unitech is a very big company in Delhi, particularly. There is a lot of projects are there. What have they done? 4,300 crore, they took away that money and they gave the money as loan to subsidiaries in Cayman Island. Subsidiaries in Cayman Island. And after that, they have written off that amount of 4,200, 300 crore, not recoverable. Whose money is this? 4,300 crore. Either the flat owners, the one who applied for it, or the bank's money. You are enjoying life, taking over the money from here, enjoying in Cayman Island. The money which you have earned, you might have earned money there, but you are not paying tax, neither there in that country, nor India. What kind of a money is this? You have seen people taking away a lot of money. Gone are the days when it was brought to India. These days India is very rich. It is taken away from India by them. This is not done. Ruchi Soya industry. Luckily I'm also there on their board now. It has been taken over by Baba Ramdev. Baba Ramdev has taken over the Ruchi Soya industry. 6,000 crore bogus billing and money has been taken to a country outside India. Whose money is this, sir? It is India's money. It is the bank money. And whose bank money is this? Our money in the bank. You also have deposited in the bank, our money in the bank. What kind of a law is this? You're taking away the money from this country and you are not paying any tax in foreign country. We are not touching those people who are paying tax in foreign country. You are going to tax haven country, avoiding the payment. Earlier the British took away the money from India. Now the Indians themselves are taking away the money from India and enjoying life, not paying tax, neither in India on that income, nor outside India. We were basically concerned with those people. With those people. The same, it is a global problem. It is not an Indian problem, please. The US also, it happened like that. US, what happened? Now the law is in US, if you are a citizen of US, or you are holding a green card of US, you shall be deemed to be resident of US. Even if you don't stay one day in US, even if you don't stay one day US, you have to pay tax in US on the global income. Global income. No question of any treaty. We have a treaty with India. Is there nothing doing? Whatever tax they have paid in a foreign country, we will give them credit. But we will tax them the global income. The global income. And we don't want you to be here. If you want to hold citizenship of US or if you want to hold a green card, you have to pay tax in this country. This is a new law which has happened there. You must have heard about FATCA. हम तो उसको फटका नहीं कहते, फटका कहते हैं. फटकार का फटका हुआ ये. फटका फटकार से बना है. फटका लग गया. Everyone has to share information to US. Even talk about Apple. Apple was paying very minuscule amount of tax in US. Their base was Ireland. Their base was Ireland and not paying any tax because they are a taxable country. Told them, look here, you have to shift your entire establishment to this country. Otherwise, leave this country. They're talking about Apple. Please leave this country. Please leave this country. We are not interested in you. But we are giving a concession. The rate of corporate tax in USA was reduced. Only for that extent, but we will tax you, we will not spare you. This is the position. I'll tell you about that history also, but there is one other old history also, 120 days. I'll tell you that also. There is a section called Section 6.1. Those who are chartered accountant can appreciate that particular time when they were taking the examination. They had remembered that, now they have forgotten that. Of residential status of an individual, it is Section 6.1. It says, an individual said to be resident in India if he has been in India for 182 days or more in the relevant previous year. The moment you are in India for 182 days, you are resident. And if you don't satisfy that condition, the second condition says, or in the 4 preceding previous years, immediately preceding the relevant previous year, you should be in India for 365 days or more. And in the relevant previous year, just 60 days or more. If you are not covered under 1, you may be covered under 2. 365 days in the 4 preceding and 60 days. The moment you are a resident in India, you have to pay tax on the global income. A resident has to pay tax on the global income, saying 3 types of incomes are taxable in case of resident. Income which is received in India or deemed to be received in India, income which accrue or rise in India or deemed to accrue or rise in India, and third income is income which accrue or rise outside India. Pay tax on the global income. You will be liable to pay tax. If you happen to be non-resident, we are asking 2 types of taxes. Received in India, deemed to be received in India, accrue or rise in India, or deemed to accrue or rise in India. We are not asking what the tax for the third item. Income which accrue or rise outside India. We are not taxing you. At a particular point of time, 60 days limit. Now the person wants to leave that country for employment abroad. You also must have left the country for employment abroad. The 60-day stay was a very minuscule thing, very, very important, small amount. But you had to leave the country on 29th May. The moment you stay here for 30th May onwards, you were considered to be resident for that year. And considering resident for that year means you will have to pay tax of that year, which you have earned in outside India, in India also. I'll explain. 360 days had they been permanently in India. 60 days means 30th April, 29 days, 29 May, it is 59. The moment you are there till 30th or onwards, you are citizen. You are a resident. And you will have to pay tax on the foreign income which you are going to earn in that previous year. In that previous year. So we gave a concession that a citizen of India who leaves India for employment abroad or for setting a business abroad, the period of 60 days shall be substituted by 182 days. That means you could live in India for 181 days, even if you are there back 365 days. We will not call you resident of that country. And since you will not call resident of that country, you can leave up to in September without being called a resident, and you will not have to pay tax on the foreign income which you are going to earn in that previous year. That was the law. That was the law. We gave the concession to them for employment abroad. 181. And the moment you are there for 182 days, then what is the need of saying back 365 days? You come under condition number 1. You come under condition number 1 if you are there for 182 days. So the concession was given those who are leaving the country for employment. All of you left the country at one particular time, and they were given this benefit. In that particular year, you will not be called resident, you will remain non-resident, and you will not pay any tax which you are going to earn in that previous year in foreign country. Clear? The question came up, long back I'm telling you, that many Indian citizens have settled abroad. And they said, sir, we also have a love for our country. We would also love to come and have some business here. We would love to come have some assets here. So, but the moment we stay here for 60 days, even you become resident. We want to come to this country. This issue was raised by Mr. Savraj Paul. Long back, I'm telling you. Savraj Paul started living in London. Mrs. Gandhi was so-called sister of Savraj Paul those days. He requested the madam that I am in US, I am earning a lot of money, but I have certain establishment in India also. I would like to grow that business in India also, but I cannot stay here for more than 59 days. If I happen to be there for 365 days in the 4 preceding previous year. But I will bring lot of money. I'll bring lot of things here. Why can't you increase that date? 60 days were raised to 90 days. Right? Thereafter, 90 days were raised to 150 days. And thereafter, 150 days were raised to 182 days. We gave a concession to citizen of India or person of Indian origin. Citizen means who still hold the passport of India. Or person of Indian origin, those don't have the passport in India, either they have taken citizenship of country or they were born outside India, but their parents or grandparents were born in undivided India. We gave them the concession, you are person of Indian origin. Means either you have taken the citizenship of foreign country. If you have not taken the citizenship of foreign country, what you are? Either you or your parents or your grandparents were born in undivided India. You have sentiments for India. Come and stay here for 181 days. Establish business here. Bring money here. Do business here. We will not call you resident in India. And the moment you are not called resident in India, whatever the income you are earning in a country outside India will not be taxable in India. Good cause. Good cause. Many people came to India. At that time, India wanted money. At that time, India wanted money. India wanted to grow. And we wanted our citizens. We wanted our person of Indian origin who has sentiments for India. Come and stay here for 181 days. We will not say anything. But this is now being misused. I'm not talking about you. I'll tell you the other. Now, many people of Indian have taken away the citizen, whatever they earned from India, to country outside India, and established a lot of things outside India, purchased many villas outside India, done very business outside India. Earlier they were bringing the money. Now they are taking away the money from India and settling abroad just to avoid payment of tax in India. If you are taking with good, proper channel, we are not saying. Because non-resident these days can take away $1 million without any permission required. You can take more than that also, but that permission is required of Reserve Bank of India. We gave you free convertibility, revenue convertibility. आइए जाइए और बाहर भी काम करिए, यहाँ भी काम करिए. लेकिन misuse करने के लिए नहीं दी थी. We never gave you to misuse that thing. Now you are earning money from India, maybe due to quotas, maybe Inspector Raj, maybe for any other reason, maybe political reason, and money is being now taken from India to a foreign country. And you still remain not what you call non-resident. This is not done. Now you are earning money outside India, and that money is not earned outside India, that money was earned from India. This is not done. Now we are rich. Now we have matured. Now we are not less than US also. We are going to think of 5 trillion economy. You are misusing us. Genuine people, we are still not saying anything. You can do whatever you like. But don't tell me that you will take away the money and enjoy there and will not pay tax in either country. Agreed? Now, this issue I'll take up later. I'm closing here to explain it to you. I'll take up later. I'm taking issue now which is problem created for all you people. Now, there are many people who have taken away the money from here and settled in a place where there is no tax. There is no tax, Cayman Island, tax haven country. They have taken the money not by good means only. That money laundering has been done from India. I tell you, trillions of dollars have gone from India, kept at Swiss Bank or many other places. They are using the money of India. Britishers took away at one particular time. Now our Indians are taking away. This is not done. Then we got the clue from US. And this is a global problem. This is a global problem because other countries also, they are settling in the tax haven country, not paying tax. So we said here, now we are matured. We are putting an restriction and we have introduced a clause called clause 1A in section 6. Please read, catch my statement, will help you a lot. Particularly, जो chartered accountant है, immediately समझ जाएंगे. क्या कहता है? Notwithstanding anything contained under section 6.1. Notwithstanding means might have been said in section 6.1 182 days. Might have been said in section 6.1 4 year 365 days and the current year 60 which were raised to 182 days. Might have said, but it is not applicable with you. Wording says, notwithstanding anything contained under section 6.1, a citizen of India, I'm not talking about person of Indian origin, a citizen of India shall be deemed to be a resident of India. Wording is, citizen of India shall be deemed to be a resident in India if he is not liable to pay tax in other country, in a foreign country, due to his domicile, due to his residence, due to any criteria of similar nature. We are saying, due to your residence of that country, you are not paying tax in that country. Due to your domicile, you are not paying in that country. And you are also not paying tax in India on that money because you are non-resident at one time, because you don't stay in India for more than 181 days. Look here, you are a resident. You may not have come to India even for 1 day. You may not have come to India for 1 day. You are deemed resident. And deemed resident means you will have to pay tax on the foreign income which you are earning outside India. Pay tax here. Pay tax here because you are not liable to pay tax there. And whose money is this? Our money you have taken. हम नहीं छोड़ेंगे, टैक्स यहाँ दीजिए. शोर मच गया क्योंकि कह रहे हैं days are not important. You are deemed resident. लेकिन वर्ड क्या है? You are not liable to pay tax in that country. If you are already liable to pay tax in that country, then you don't fall under this. Then you don't fall under this. But the problem is UAE or Gulf country have been not paying tax in this country. So suddenly I got 300, 400, 500 calls when we were doing a webinar on first at the institute level. What क्या करा दिया sir? ये आपके होते हो गया. मैंने कहा मुझे क्यों होता हो गया? कहता आपने तो I redrafted the income tax. This is the first time in the history of the government of India, they took 3% from outside the bureaucrats. And I was one of them to redraft the law. We said, yes, this is a good law. आपने कराया है. मैं हमने नहीं कराया है. सर हम फंस जाएंगे. मैंने कहा रुकिए, कोई नहीं फंसेंगे. क्योंकि हमारी UAE से ट्रीटी है. डबल टैक्सेशन ट्रीटी. And treaty overrides the Indian law. Treaty always overrides the law. हमारा लॉ ये कहता है कि आप सिटीजन हैं. और सिटीजन है तो रेजिडेंट है. लेकिन अगर दुबई में या यूएई में आप रेजिडेंट हैं तो दो जगह के रेजिडेंट हो गए. Am I right or wrong? दो गए ना. You happen to be a resident of Dubai or UAE, and you also happen to be a resident of Delhi. Due to what? Deemed case. You may not have gone there at all. You may not have gone there at all. Still you are a deemed resident. तो क्या हुआ? दो जगह के रेजिडेंट हुए. क्या हुआ जब न्यूजीलैंड और हमारा इंडिया का मैच हो रहा था तो टाई हो गया. हुआ ना टाई. And we have won tie breaker 2 matches recently T20. देखा था ना आपने. What was the tie breaker rule? Play one more over. We call it the super over. Whoever scores the most will be the winner. But suppose in the super over also the same thing happens. Play one more. Play one more till finally decided who is the winner. You can't be both of you cannot be winner. Yeah, one has to be winner. Both cannot be winner. One has to be winner. In your case also this has happened. You are a resident of resident of this country. You are a deemed resident of India. Deemed resident of India, even if you don't go one day. Let us apply tiebreaker rule. And there is a tiebreaker rule in Article 3 of the agreement. The tiebreaker says, if you are a resident of both the countries, then we will see where you are having permanent home. If you are having permanent in Delhi, India, and you are not having permanent here, then we will call you resident of Delhi or India. But if you are having permanent of both the places, here also, there also, then we call you tied, again tied, match tied. Let's go to the second case. You are having permanent home there also, here also, no problem. Where do you have vital interest? Where do you have economic interest? If you have vital interest here in Dubai, or you don't have so much vital interest, where is the biggest? Then you are resident of Dubai. You will not be a resident of India, where you have vital interest. Your economic interest, to a great extent, is in this country. You are remitting the money. Wait a minute. You are remitting the money, but you are earning money from here, sending money there. You have lot of vital economic interest. But come what may, let's say, even if you have a vital interest, both places, or maybe a little more in India, don't bother. Let's go to the third tiebreaker. The third tiebreaker says, where your habitual abode. Where is your habitual abode? What is your habitual abode? That's all. You are a citizen, you are a resident of UAE. You are not a resident of India. And once you are not a resident of India, you don't have to pay tax on the total, on the income which accrue or rise outside India. हमने आपको कुछ कहा ही नहीं, आप ऐसे ही घबरा गए. हमने क्या कहा है? एक ही गारंटी है कि you are resident of UAE only when you are here in India, here in UAE for minimum 183 days. You are here in this country for 183 days. हमने आपको कुछ कहा ही नहीं है. आप परेशान मत होइए, क्योंकि आप रेजिडेंट यूए के भी बन जाएंगे. आप रेजिडेंट इंडिया के तो है ही हैं. हमने तो ले लिया, पासपोर्ट ले लिया, आपका रेजिडेंट है. लेकिन 183 days, the moment you are here, we are not saying anything to you. We will not charge any income on the income which you are earning in a country outside India. तो हमने क्या कहा आपको? क्यों नाराज हैं हम हमसे? हम तो आपसे बिल्कुल नाराज नहीं है. आप जैसा लोग तो हम वेलकम करते हैं. हम तो चाहते हैं ऐसे लोग हों जिसका इंडिया के साथ सेंटीमेंट्स है. वो चाहते हैं कि पैसा यहाँ कमाकर इंडिया में इन्वेस्ट करें. हम तो आपको वेलकम कर रहे हैं. एक कंट्री को बढ़ाया ही आप लोगों ने, लेकिन आप वहां से कुछ लेके नहीं आए थे, देते हैं. हम उनको पकड़ रहे हैं जो वहां से लेकर आकर, और कहाँ जा रहे हैं? केमन आइलैंड में, आयरलैंड में चले गए, और टैक्स हेवन कंट्री में. उनको क्यों छोड़ा जाए? बताइए, क्यों छोड़ा जाए उनको? या तो वहां टैक्स दें, अगर वहां टैक्स दे तो इंडिया में टैक्स दे फॉरेन इनकम पर. हम तो ये कह रहे हैं, हमने तो कुछ कहा ही नहीं. और ये ग्लोबल प्रॉब्लम है. इवन यूएस इज सेइंग आल्सो दिस, इवन द अदर कंट्रीज आल्सो. यू वेट फॉर 1/4/2020 मल्टीलेयर इंस्ट्रूमेंट आ रहे हैं, वहां भी यही होगा सबका. कोई नहीं छुड़ा जाएगा जो सोचेगा मैं टैक्स चोरी कर लूं. ये चोरी की है, क्योंकि आपने उस कंट्री में एडवांटेज लेके, टैक्स हेवन कंट्री लेकर आपने अपना डोमिसाइल वहां बना लिया, आपने अपना रेजिडेंशियल स्टेटस वहां क्रिएट कर लिया और ऐश कर रहे हैं. ये नहीं होगा, ये नहीं होगा. हम आपको कुछ नहीं कह रहे. अब कोई कहता है सर, मेरे को अभी भी कहा सर हम 183 डेज में रहते नहीं हैं क्योंकि हमें घूमना पड़ता है, इधर ही यूएई में भी, बाहर भी जाना पड़ता है. देखिए मैं एक चीज बताऊं, आप अपनी कंट्री को भी कह सकते हैं, ये वाली को, ये 183 डेज को जरा कम कर दें, 150 कर दें, एग्रीमेंट ही तो है। अगर वो 150 कर देंगे तो फिर आप तो 215 दिन बाहर रह सकते हैं। ये डिमांड तो आप कर सकते हैं, क्यों नहीं कर सकते? हमने तो करा ही था डिमांड कि आपको 182 डे 91 में दिला दिया। थोड़ी सी तो डिमांड है कि ट्रीटी में 183 डेज लिखा है, इफ दे ब्रिंग इट डाउन टू 150 आई थिंक इट विल बी सफिशिएंट। और इतना भी रहेंगे तो फिर वो कहते हैं हमारे पास क्यों रह रहे हो, इतने दिन तो दुबई में रहो। और हो सकता है हम कुछ और भी FAQs लाएं, हो सकता है हम लिख दें कि जो एम्प्लॉयमेंट अगर यहाँ पर है, ड्यू टू एम्प्लॉयमेंट ही माइट हैव टू ट्रेवल, शायद वो दिन मान लीजिए। Let us see. That is a proposal we are suggesting. But let me tell you, you people are not affected. We have a treaty with Kuwait, we have a treaty with Qatar, we have a treaty with, of course, Oman also. But unfortunately, we don't have a treaty with Bahrain. Because we were looking for, it has not materialized till to date. Exchange of information is there, but there is no treaty in Bahrain. So we are well concerned of that, of our people in Bahrain. We are thinking of that. Either we will go immediately for treaty or will come out some rules where they are not affected. They will not be affected. I'm telling you, we are very concerned of our Indians who have love for India. We are concerned for those who do not have a love for India, सिर्फ दिखाने के लिए करते हैं कि इंडिया में तो करप्शन है, इंडिया में तो पोल्यूशन है, इंडिया में तो ये है। तो तुम कहाँ से पैदा हुए थे और तुम कहां से वहां चले गए, अब आपको लगता है इंडिया बेकार है? अरे यार, ये तो अच्छी बात नहीं। अपनी मातृभूमि को कहते हैं बेकार है, तो पैदा ही नहीं होना था वहां पर। अरे यार, ये तो गलत बात है सर। लेट अस नॉट क्रिटिसाइज अवर कंट्री, लेट अस नॉट क्रिटिसाइज अवर कंट्री बिकॉज यू आर टेकन अवे मनी फ्रॉम द कंट्री। आई एम नॉट सेइंग इफ यू आर ब्रिंगिंग द मनी टू अवर कंट्री, वी आर रियली obliged एंड वी विल रिमेन obliged. इट डज नॉट मीन आप वहां से चोरी करके पैसा ले जाएं, मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग करें, बेनामी प्रॉपर्टी बाहर क्रिएट कर लें, ट्रस्ट वहां पर बना लें और पैसा एक भी इंडिया में दे। अब तो वो फंस जाएंगे ना, वो भी तो था। क्योंकि अगर आप रेजिडेंट हैं तो आपको अपनी कंप्लीट डिटेल देनी पड़ती है ऑफ ऑल फाइनेंशियल इंटरेस्ट इन ए कंट्री आउटसाइड इंडिया। पूरा फाइनेंशियल इंटरेस्ट, पूरे एसेट्स आउटसाइड इंडिया, पूरे जो बेनिफिशियरी इंटरेस्ट है आउटसाइड इंडिया, और देना पड़ेगा। और देते ही गलत होगा तो ब्लैक मनी एक्ट लग जाएगा, और ब्लैक मनी एक्ट में सीधा जेल है 10 साल के लिए। इंडिया छोड़ेगा नहीं इन लोगों को, और छोड़ना भी नहीं चाहिए। और ये मोदी जी का जमाना है, पहले छोड़ देते थे, लेकिन मोदी जी के टाइम पे ब्लैक मनी एक्ट आया, मोदी जी के टाइम पे बेनामी लॉ एक्ट आया, मोदी जी के टाइम में ही कई चेंजेस हुई। So why should they be left? Why should we spare them? They have taken away our money. Go and stay there. Bring back our money. We will not say anything to you. हम कह रहे हैं मेरा पैसा तो लेके गए हुए हो, बैंक को ले गए, बैंकों का ले गए, हमारा ले गए, फ्लैट ओनर्स का ले गए, फ्लैट बायर्स का ले गए। बेचारों ने जोड़ जोड़ कर पैसा जोड़ा और बैंकों से भी लोन लिया और दे के रख दिया, और वो लेके भाग गए। एक नहीं भागे, बहुत भागे। हाँ जी सर, ये हो गया जो बाहर टैक्स नहीं देते, उस कंट्रीज में है वेयर देयर इज नो लायबिलिटी ऑफ टैक्स। ये आपके लिए वो डीम्ड रेजिडेंट है, बाकियों को हमने डीम्ड रेजिडेंट बोला ही नहीं। If you are paying tax in London or US, you are paying tax in London, you are paying tax in foreign countries, Singapore, you are paying tax in Hong Kong, you are paying tax in Germany, we are not saying anything to you. I'm coming to that. They have started.
They started like 7-8 years.
Income tax, individual.
1% income tax.
Individual.
1%.
I was told they have no tax in there.
7-8
Let
years
us,
ago.
let us see. The VAT has come there. Income tax, they are saying, let me check up. होगा तो हम रिलीफ दे देंगे, हम रिलीफ दे देंगे, फिर तो दिक्कत नहीं है। सुनिए, अब these people who were paying tax in country outside India, हमने उनको भी restriction लगा दी है। They are misusing. Earlier we wanted them. अब क्या है, पैसा यहाँ से लेकर फिर भी 181 days इंडिया में रहते हैं। ये ललित मोदी और नीरव मोदी और what you call Goel or many other have taken lot of money to country outside India. They may be paying tax in that country, I'm not saying. They may be paying tax. But now these type of people are misusing and staying in India for 181 days every year. without being called a resident. हम क्यों उनको पकड़ना चाहते हैं कि जितनी फॉरेन एसेट्स है ना उसको बताओ हमें, वो नहीं बताते. We are saying, tell us what kind of assets you have abroad. आपकी अपनी एसेट क्रिएट की है, हम मना थोड़ी कर रहे हैं. लेकिन इंडिया से मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग कर ली, इंडिया से पैसा लेके बेनामी प्रॉपर्टी क्रिएट कर ली, हम आपको अब अलाउ करेंगे इंडिया में, बट नॉट मोर देन 119 डेज. पहले 182 डेज था, now it is 120 days. 120 days means we had recommended 90 days. They said, let us not do that fast. You can stay in India. I'm not talking about you. आप तो जब मर्जी ठहरिए. एक 183 यहाँ पर हैं, इंडिया में जाके 182 भी ठहरे, हम कुछ नहीं कहेंगे, क्योंकि आप तो डीम्ड है रेजिडेंट. आप बस समझ, रेजिडेंट क्या, आप तो डीम्ड रेजिडेंट, आपको तो लगना ही नहीं 6 months. You stay in 183 days, come to India for any period. भाई मैक्सिमम तो 365 दिन है, तो कितना रह ले, आ जाइए, मना नहीं करते. आपको कुछ नहीं कह रहे, उनको कह रहे हैं जहाँ टैक्सेबल कंट्री में रहते हैं, जहाँ टैक्स लगता है. प्लीज इफ यू वांट टू स्टे इन इंडिया, मैक्सिमम 119 days. Maximum 119 days. The reason, I'll tell you why. In our country, if you are a resident in India, residents are of 2 types. We remember those days when you were studying. Resident and ordinarily resident in India, resident but not ordinarily resident in India. What is the difference between the two? You are a resident, but ordinarily resident means you have been living a resident of the country for ages, not ordinarily resident. The difference between the two is, if you are a resident, you are liable to pay tax on the foreign income also in India. But if you are not ordinarily resident, you will have to pay tax on the foreign income only when it is from a business which is controlled from India, or it is from a profession which is set up in India. हम बाकी पे नहीं करते, हम हाउस सैलरी पे टैक्स नहीं करते जो बाहर है, हाउस प्रॉपर्टी पे नहीं करते. A business abroad which is controlled from India, बोर्ड मीटिंग वहीं हो रही है और कह रहे हैं कि कंट्रोल्ड फ्रॉम इंडिया है, तो उसको टैक्स कर लेंगे अगर आप नॉट ऑर्डिनरी भी होंगे. और ये प्रोफेशन है, इंडिया में आपने प्रोफेशन सेटअप किया हुआ है, लेकिन लॉयर है, बहुत बड़ी कंपनी है, लेकिन वहां पर आप सर्विस रेंडर कर रहे हैं तो कर लेंगे, बाकी नहीं, बाकी नहीं. ये नॉट ऑर्डिनरी. ऑर्डिनरी तो बड़ा सिंपल हो गया, नॉट ऑर्डिनरी. पहले नॉट ऑर्डिनरी बनने के लिए कुछ कंडीशन थी. अर्लियर द कंडीशन वाज यू शुड बी नॉन रेजिडेंट, क्योंकि रेजिडेंट बनने के लिए तो करंट ईयर देखा, अब नॉट ऑर्डिनरी के क्या देख रहे हैं. You should be non-resident in 9 out of 10 previous years, immediately preceding the relevant previous year. How many times non-resident? 9 times. 1 year you can be resident. Then there was a second condition, and in the 7 preceding previous year, you should not be in India for more than 729 days. For more than 729 days. लोग क्या करते थे, हर साल 100 दिन आ जाते, 700 दिन हुए, और पहली कंडीशन दोनों कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई करनी पड़ती थी. यही नहीं सेटिस्फाई हुई तो पहले देखते ही नहीं थे. 9 out of 10 था ना, 9 out of 10 प्लस 729 डेज था. तो आप क्या करें, 700 रह जाए और उधर वो जो रेजिडेंट भी हो गए 9 मोर देन 1, तो फर्क नहीं पड़ता था, दोनों कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई करनी पड़ती थी. 729 दिन भी और 9 out of 10. अब हमने रिलैक्स कर दिया उनको. वी हैव रिलैक्स्ड देम. What is the relaxation? Look here. You can be now non-resident in 7 out of 10 previous years. Non-resident. That means if you are resident for 3 years also, we are still calling you not ordinarily resident. Benefit दे दिया ना, पहले तो 1 साल था, अब 3 साल तक resident हो सकते हैं. और हम आपको not ordinary मानेंगे, और not ordinary मानते ही income which accrue or rise outside India from a business which is set up in, controlled from India, or professional set up in India, that only will be taxable. The other income will not be taxable. तो ये रिलैक्स कर दिया. आओ, हम मना नहीं कर रहे, लेकिन हमारे ही बिजनेस का कमाओगे तो यहाँ देके जाओगे, क्योंकि बिजनेस कहाँ से कंट्रोल कर रहे हो, यहाँ पे कंट्रोल कर रहे हो. Are you getting my point? Otherwise हमने कोई फॉरेन इनकम को टैक्स नहीं किया. We are not touching that for. These are for those who are paying tax in that country. ये आपके लिए नहीं है. Who are paying tax in a foreign country, they can come and stay in India maximum 3 years as resident out of the 10. The moment you cross 3, then they will become resident and ordinarily resident, and they will have to pay tax on the global income. लेकिन हमने कितना रिलैक्स कर रखा है. सुनिए, अगर आप नॉन रेजिडेंट हैं और यू आर रेजिडेंट बट नॉट ऑर्डिनरी रेजिडेंट, you do not have to provide us the information, the assets and the financial interest you have outside India. तो हम आपको कह रहे हैं, हम आपको कुछ तंग नहीं कर रहे, लेकिन रेजिडेंट एंड ऑर्डिनरी हो जाएंगे तो छोड़ेंगे नहीं. बताओ क्या है आपके पास बात, क्या मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग की है, क्या ले गए हो. तो सर ये क्या बुरा है बताइए. अब मुझे बताइए, अब क्वेश्चन जितने मर्जी पूछिए, मैं आपको जवाब दूंगा. फर्स्ट वाज हिज क्वेश्चन. हाँ जी, तो सर माइक लेंगे ना तो बाकियों को पता लगेगा. मैं तो आई है.
I'll just ask first.
First come here, because he was the first man to raise the hand.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Please,
Appreciate
please.
it. Thank you.
Please let me know.
आपने कहा कि ट्रीटी ओवरराइड्स लॉ. अब हमने रिसेंटली देखा कि मॉरिशस के साथ ट्रीटियां रीनेगोशिएट हुई है मोदी जी के आने के बाद. हाँ, आगे पीछे कंट्रीज में डिफरेंसेस आते हैं, कुछ आते हैं. तो we people who have genuinely earned money over the last 30, 40, 50 years, जो पैसे इंडिया में भेजते हैं, कोई हराम का पैसा नहीं निकला हुआ.
नहीं, हम नहीं कह रहे.
नहीं है.
हम तो कहते हैं रिस्ट्रिक्ट कर रहे हैं आपको.
तो ये लोग जब यहाँ पे रहते हैं और अगले 20 साल 30 साल
अगर यहाँ पे टैक्स लग गया तो आप तो वैसे ही बच गए.
नहीं, मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि ये लॉ में क्यों नहीं एज्ड होता है ताकि वी आर सिक्योर.
देखिए, दिस कंट्री इज ए ग्लोबल प्रॉब्लम है. OECD कंट्रीज है, आपको बता रहा हूँ, वहां पर ये डिस्कशन हो रहा है कि वर्ल्ड ओवर पीपल आर मिसयूजिंग एंड स्टेइंग इन अ प्लेस वेयर देयर इज टैक्स हेवन कंट्री. हम उनको डिस्करेज कर रहे हैं. क्या डिस्करेज कर रहे हैं? लुक हियर, सारी कंट्रियों को बता दिया. ये क्या हो रहा था मॉरिशस में कि सब कंपनियां मॉरिशस के थ्रू इंडिया में रूट करती थी इन्वेस्टमेंट. ऑल कंपनी, लेटर बॉक्स कंपनी, हम उनको लेटर बॉक्स कंपनी कहते थे. वहां कोई एस्टेब्लिशमेंट नहीं है. वो एक TRC ले लेते थे, 8,000 रुपए लगते थे और वो वहां पर लेटर बॉक्स कंपनी खुल गई. वहां से इन्वेस्ट किया और हमारी कंट्री में था कैपिटल गेन विल बी टैक्सेबल इन द कंट्री ऑफ विच दे आर रेजिडेंट. और रेजिडेंट मॉरिशस के होते थे और मॉरिशस में कैपिटल गेन टैक्स था ही नहीं, तो इसलिए बच गए ना. आपने देखा क्या हुआ हमारे यहाँ. वो आजादी बचाओ आंदोलन में हमने, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कह दिया, हमने उनको कुछ कहा नहीं, लॉ बन गया था. क्योंकि यशवंत सिन्हा थे, मुझे याद है उस वक्त, लेकिन हमें पैसे की जरूरत थी.